Uh, hey, thank you for tuning into the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snow. They call me the Hall of Fame trainer of champions. That we travel the world for past, present, and future stars. And coming to you live from Tampa, Florida, we have a special guest coming to you live, Roger Leonard. We had some technical difficulties where we couldn't get the video on, but he's on the phone and he's going to do this great show. Roger Leonard, welcome into the World Boxing Review radio show. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, look, man, through the span of the history of boxing, when it comes to great fighters and great people in the world of boxing, your family has made that trademark with you, also starting off as a amateur star and then as a professional. Let's get into that a little bit. How'd you start boxing, man?
I'm gonna tell you my age. Well, I started boxing in 1965. I was 11 years old. It's a place called Number 2 Boys Club. And and the reason why I boxed because my father, he boxed for the Navy. And I always want to be like my daddy. So I started boxing for Number 2 Boys Club. We moved from DC, but I kept my boxing equipment. I had my gloves and everything, and we moved to Maryland. And then we moved to a far out Maryland place called Palmer Park. And that's where I started carrying my gloves around boxing guys in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and look, man, Palmer Park is well known in the history of boxing down in the DMV.
Right.
Those earlier days with and Adrian Davis and Pops,
yes.
And the list is long. Find and distinguish the well-known trainers down there in the DMV Palmer Park. Talk a little bit about that. Who started you off in the Palmer Park, and how'd you grow and how'd you mature?
Well, I started my coach in the career. We was boxing. Me, some friends came in to me, showing us what to do, and throwing punches, throwing jabs, but he wasn't doing it every day because I wouldn't walk around boxing every day. So, but one day he came around and we had a lot of people watching us. And so this guy, Ollie Dunlap, he was race security, but he was a director at the Palmer Park gym. And I asked him, would you have half of the basketball court? It's our little team. And then we got my brother Ray and this guy named Derek Holmes. He was awesome. Derek was a great fighter. Henry Bunch and myself. And we all were national champions. But it took a while for us to get, signed up for the Golden Glove. We went to the Ohio State Fair. And, that's when history started in 1971.
Yeah, those were big tournaments back in the day. You talk about
Ohio State Fair.
The Ohio State Fair. Everybody and somebody. If you were a good amateur, you were going, or you wanted to become well known, you would go to the Ohio State Fair and see if you can win there. So how many? Huh?
What was the guy named Bill Cummins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So how many amateur fights did you have?
I had over 100 amateur fights. I had like about 110, 15. I fought all over. And I was the best fighter at the gym at that particular time because I'm the only one that boxed, jab, And I carried my brother down one day and I beat the hell mercy out of him for about a month and a half.
Now, which brother you talking about? Come on now, you got some other brothers too, huh?
He looked up to me. I was his big brother. So when we boxed, I had to take it easy on him, and just spanked him. He never quit. He kept coming back, and He got better, but it took a while because I was talking trash, and he never tried. He never stopped training, and took it from there.
Well, he rose to the occasion, as they say. That's called in boxing, as you well know, it's called paying your dues. You just don't come into boxing on the top. Everybody got to start somewhere, and paying your dues. Them bloody nose, the swollen eyes.
Oh, yeah.
The saw jaws, the hands, and sore backs, and body hurting everywhere from toe to toe.
Well, that comes with the territory. I mean, my thumb been broke, my knuckle been broke. I had 3 knee replacements. My nose been cracked, bloody. Been cut. All that comes with the territory. It's one thing that you can't teach a fighter, and that's hard.
That's correct.
At the gym, we didn't care. You beat me, you got to beat me again. The fight is not over until we win. I don't know if you know a guy named Clint Jackson. I lost to him like 5 times. I lost to him in Olympic trials, the Pan American trials, the National Golden Glove final, the National AAU, and the Ohio State Fair.
Right.
So the fight went over until I win, and I beat Clint Jackson in 1978, and then I turned pro. But I don't think the fight be over until I win.
Yeah, man. That's where you have to go to, and it's all about learning about fighting a better fight and learning how to get in better conditioning and how to handle styles, as you well know. It's just some styles in boxing give you trouble, and some styles you just have to work on it to go up against it to win. And in order to be a great amateur. From your perspective, usually, because you're in the gym now down
Right.
there, your brother's gym, Palmer Park. How do you see the kids in amateur boxing today from yesteryear, from your viewpoint?
It's basically the same thing, but I don't see no kind of like dedication. I be at the gym, and they come in the gym once or twice a week. You can't be a boxer and box part-time. This is no part-time. It's like they say, you could play football, you could play basketball, but you can't play boxing because you're going to get hurt, especially the stamina. If you're not in shape in terms of doing your road work in the morning, because that's what we did when we was coming up. We ran before school, and sometimes we ran after training. So we trained very hard, and it paid off in the long run. So if you think you're gonna come in here and box and do it part-time, no, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, well, your whole family was into it. I could remember not only meeting you, your brother, and your sister was around boxing a long time. So it was a family affair, man, and I enjoyed every minute of it. You have a terrific family.
Yeah, thank you.
You always been a great person to me, and so has your brother. But those years, those glory years of coming through the amateurs. So what happened with you going through the amateurs of not going there? The Olympics and all of that kind of stuff. If you want to talk about that?
Well, I was hurt. My brother went to Olympics. The Spinks brothers. It would have been the Leonard brothers. I just couldn't get over Clint Jackson. Clint Jackson was a southpaw knocking everybody
out there.
We battled. I thought I beat him a couple of times, but I went the other way. But I wanted so bad, especially the third games. And then my brother and I, we was in the final National Golden Gloves in 1974 in Denver, Colorado. And see, my name changed when my brother's name changed. See, my name was Roger Leonard. And then they started calling my brother Sugar Ray. And then they started calling me Sugar Ray Leonard brother.
Hey, when your brother rose to the occasion, you lost your identity, right?
I lost it.
And a lot of people forget. Not only were you a good amateur, but you were a good professional too. What?
I lost one fight, but see, I wasn't dedicated. You know, I didn't sacrifice. You know, I drank, I drug, I partied, the women. You know, so I had to retire. You know, but I knew I was a good fighter, and it takes discipline. I didn't have that. You know, when my brother started making a little bit of money, and I started making a little bit of money, you know, Ray still stayed the same. He trained, you know, sometimes he'll run. I didn't do that. I ain't come in the gym till I had to go and come in the gym.
Yeah.
And it's not just, see, everybody can fight, but it's a skill.
Yes, it is.
You know, the footwork. People got the punching technique. You know, they can fight and get the punches, but it's the thing you do to do it correctly is a skill. I like what Mayweather said. Mayweather said, longevity is to hit and not get hit. And I believe that. I believe that. And my name was Roger the Dodger, so I didn't get hit that much. And then when my brother got so good, in about a month and a half, we used to box. Box like every other day.
Right.
My brother started beating me. I mean, the people in Palm Park say, they call me Dale in Palm Park.
Right.
They said, man, Ray beat Dale up, man. Ray knocked Dale down, you know. I got to the point, man, that I didn't want to box my brother no more. So I told him to step. My mother don't want us boxing anymore. You know, because my brother was a beast. I mean, when you say killer instinct, that's my brother.
Yeah.
You know, when you get somebody hurt, it takes, I mean, it just, he's just like a mad dog. That's why they say killer instinct. Because when Ray, I tell Ray sometimes when I was boxing, I whisper in his ear, I said, Ray, take these. Please take these on me. I can say that now. But I couldn't say it back then. You know,
well, both of you, you know, Ray was something special, without a doubt, and most likely the drive that instilled in was them earlier days coming in the gym, overcoming the obstacles, those hard butt whoopings you gave him the fortitude in order to say, I dare to give up, I dare to give in, and I'm going to overcome the obstacles. And when you start overcoming the obstacles, boy, does the confidence come to you, you know, from them butt whoopings. And then when you stop having the bloody noses, the swollen eyes, and the hurt jaws, and all of that, that's when you really become the beast, because you made the commitment to overcome those obstacles.
Well, absolutely. And I call it mental toughness. And you got to have some kind of skill to, like I said before, everybody can box, but everybody can win. When you get hit, they quit. I seen a lot of guys can fight. When they get hit, they quit. You know, it's just so much. The footwork, learn all the punches, the left jab, the right hand, the left hook. Keep your eyes open. The hand speed. You can't fight like that. You can't fight like everybody else. You know, you can't be no. It's only one Joe Frazier. I try to be like Muhammad Ali, dancing, shuffling. No, that wasn't me. My coach said, Roger, fight your fight. Because I was a boxer.
Right.
You know, and it played a part. Power just natural. I mean, it's just natural. I don't believe in fighters lifting weights. They do that now. I don't believe in that. I believe in hitting the bag, speed bag, jump and roll, shadow boxing, boxing. I don't believe in lifting any weights. Now, you know, I might be wrong. Coach. I'm gonna call you coach.
Well, look, you hit it dead on the. You know, people look at boxers' body, and they look at their physique and they see how their muscle tone is. You know, but their muscle tone is elongated muscle, from coming because we, as boxing trainer, you cross train in so many different avenues of fitness, from cardiovascular fitness, getting up, running every morning, to exercise and calisthenics, from sit-ups, push-ups, all of those types of movement. And then, you know, it helps develop the body, because boxing alone, after doing all of that, and to get in there and spar, you have to get in boxing shape, and that comes from sparring. practicing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's sport specific training that goes on with boxing, that a lot of people don't understand the science of boxing. You know what I mean? And this is what's happening with the younger guys. They don't understand the science of boxing, and they don't understand the conditioning tools that get you to the science of boxing. Because if you ain't in condition, you can't even practice your form and your technique, nothing like that.
It's very important because your stamina. I mean, you get tired. You ain't nothing you can do. There's no gas station in the ring, and like you said, you can't train that well if you don't have the staff. If you have been doing your road work, that's very, very important. We ran into snow. We ran into rain. Especially if our fights was coming up. We did a lot of things, and some stuff I didn't do. But you have to be dedicated to this sport because you can get hurt.
Yeah.
You're going to get hit. You're going to get hit. So I look at a lot of times, like, and I don't want to be talking about my brother, but man, my brother was a beast. I mean,
he was.
When he fought Marvin Hagler.
Come on.
I called Ray. I heard it, and I said, Ray, you fighting Marvin Hagler? He said, yeah. I said, who your warm-up fight? He said, Hagler. I said, no, who your warm-up fight? He said, Marvin Hagler. I'll be there at the gym Monday. I said, wow. I said, he in a warm-up fight. So look, the whole time in the gym, man, I knew Ray was going to get knocked out. I mean, I knew he was going to get knocked out because he ain't fighting 5 years.
Right.
I'm nervous. He can see it in me, so I try not to show it. And one day, this guy named Quincy Taylor, I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, I know Quincy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from Texas.
Quincy Taylor hit my brother and knocked him out. Ray was knocked out in the ring, in sparring. Knocked out. We all in the gym look at each other. Me, Ollie, Jinx, all of us look at each other and say, man, if he did that to Ray, what do you think of Marvin Hagler? And so we got on the bus, going back, because all of us traveled to the gym together, me, Ray, and all of us. Ray always sitting in front. So it was quiet this time. Usually when we ride the bus, we go.
Yeah, laughing, joking.
It was so quiet. Ray said, y'all MF think I'm going to lose. No. He said, I'm going to prove to you. I'm going to win. And I still didn't believe it. Because, he got hurt by this guy. What do you think Marvin Hagler is going to do?
All right.
So, majority of the people is going to lose.
Oh, absolutely.
The same thing with Tommy Hearns. I sparred and I shit around and jabs, and if I could do that, what do you think I'm going to do? Tommy got a in my hand.
Yes, he does.
Here's what happened. When the Tommy Hearns fight, he had said to my right hand, because my right hand, he did something hook. He learned something. I said, wow. So I was afraid to throw my hand. Because he was
countering.
He was all the time. He was so, and he shot me because Ray can box, Ray can slug. Ray boxing IQ is 100%.
Ain't no question about that.
And you can't. It's always comparison between what Ray would have did. What Ray would have did with so and so. What Ray, Ray said. I remember the guy told Ray one day. He said, "Look, Sugar Ray, what you gonna do if you lose?" Ray said, "I'm not gonna lose." So the guy got real serious. He said, "Look, Ray, what are you gonna do if you lose?" Ray said, "I'm not gonna lose." So the guy kept, asking Ray the question. So Ray said, "Look, when you start talking about what you do when you lose, you lost."
That's right.
I'm not gonna lose. And that's what I kept it.
Don't even put it in my mindset. Don't put it in my vocabulary. It's all mental. But for people that are continuously tuning in, from our people that tune in from around the world, our special guest is Roger Leonard. He is the brother of Sugar Ray Leonard. And we're sorry that the audio, we couldn't get it to connect for somehow. I'm down in Florida. He's up, the DMV, California. Ain't no telling where he's at. But we want to thank him for coming to talk about not only his career, his brother's career. Like he was saying earlier, when you Roger Leonard, they always say, "Oh, how's Sugar Ray Leonard doing?" And they keep calling him Sugar Ray Leonard or Sugar Ray. He can't get away from it, so we keeping it going. And he was talking about those days with his brother when he fought Marvin Hagler and his sparring in the Olympic journey and all of that. I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you remember Pat Nappy?
Oh, yeah, coach.
Of course.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about Pat Nappy, because Pat Nappy was, and you know, a lot of
I knew him, but I didn't know him. I mean, I speak to him, but he never coached me or anything. I knew what's the other coach?
Do you remember Sarge Johnson? Yeah. So when you were in the Navy, right? You Air Force, and you were fighting there. Tell me that experience in the background. How did y'all train in the military and filling your duties and stuff like that?
He had a great coach, and he's a great coach, and he trained us hard, and I stayed in shape. I stayed in shape there, and that's all I did. I mean, we box, we rest, and we fight for the Golden Glove. Then we fight in the AAU. Then we fight in the Navy, the Army, Marines, and then we go overseas and fight for the world's boxing championship. That's system. Hard. Coach Allen is a very good trainer. He kept me. He kept me straight. And
a lot of people forget. People in the military that box, and those kind of championships really mean something when you're coming along as an amateur and when you're maturing and serving God in your country, and help keeping America free and great, and still be able to carry your boxing career along as you're help performing the duties of protecting and serving this country, so we can all practice our freedom, Roger. And I want to thank you for you serving and doing what you did during that time. It really means something to each and every one of us. And also, man, for the great job that to stick by your brother through hard times and good times and in between times. And through it all, y'all are still one happy family, because once that money comes involved, people try to separate and to divide family. But till the day, your family stays very close. Talk a little bit about your family, that great mother you got. Yeah. Come on, man.
My mother is 96 years old. She has all her faculties. My dad, he passed away 4 years ago. Daddy was 96. Mama's 96 now.
Mm-hmm.
And we were raised down South Carolina. I don't know if you know anything about picking cotton, cropping, doing
yeah.
My mother father been married for 69 years before we're very close to their family. Thanksgiving, Christmas, y'all get together, and prior to that, we stuck together. I mean, the money didn't change us. The money didn't change us. When for some money, we don't give it to us. We kind of messed up at we got you did a lot for the whole family, for all his houses and stuff like that. But nothing really changed. We still call each other birthday. Every time Ray comes, he stayed with who? He stayed with me. I said, Ray, why don't you stay with Peter sometime? Because it's a job. Because he wanted to visit. I don't see him that much. Jinx, You know, Jinx, you remember Jinx Morton?
Of course, I remember Jinx. You know, he's up there in age now. Jinx is, man.
Yeah, Jinx, we're going to go see him. Man. He's doing a little rough. Pray for him.
With Jinx Morton. Yeah, a great trainer in his own right.
Angelo Dundee was a good trainer. Angelo Dundee, like you said, Adrian Davis. Adrian Davis was a great trainer.
Yes.
Matter of fact, he trained me for my last fight and my brother's last fight. Rayford Camacho and a guy named Julio, not Julio, Mario Maldonado.
Who was a good champion too, Maldonado.
Yeah. So
but that was you 15-0, 16-0 at that time.
I knocked him out. I knocked him out in the third round at the campus. So when I had to fight him again, I heard I was not part of it. You know, you can't do that. You know, Aaron, you can't do that, man. You know, you got to train hard. I try to sneak. My brother and I we doing sit-ups, and coach tell us keep going. You know, until I get back. So, you know, when the coach leaves out the room, I stop doing it.
Right.
You know, I'm going to get over.
Yeah.
So, you know, when sacrifice,
you can. I'm going to see if you remember this it's been with and Juice.
Man, Juice called me every day. Julian Jackson. I mean, Julian Juice. Man, Juice looks out for Ray all the time. He saved Ray from a lot of crazy things, you know.
Yeah.
He's doing good. That's my man. He called me every day. It's supposed to be a fight the 22nd at this time.
Yeah, well, you know, Juice is down there with that amateur program down in the DMV. Boy, Juice be putting on some shows second to none, and he's still raising, you know, them young ones up and giving them an opportunity to pursue their amateur careers and stuff like that. Juice down there in that DMV, the Juice is something.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've been together. I was like, together for over 50 years. He's been with us over 50. He's like part of the family.
Yes, he is.
He's like part of the family.
Ain't no question. Juice is my man too.
In the fighters now.
Come on, talk about it. That's why you're on the show, Roger. Talk about it.
When you look at fighters, everybody would say Sugar Ray Robinson was the best. And a lot of people never seen Sugar Ray Robinson, none of his fights, but the older people have.
Yeah.
Now, you look at Sugar Ray Robinson. Some people don't even know it was Henry Armstrong. He the first one that won 3 titles at the same time.
Yes, he did.
You know, they can't do that now. You know, they put Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano got to be in the top 10 because he's undefeated.
That's correct.
He's undefeated. It don't matter who he didn't fight. Everybody always try to down. He didn't fight, but he beat everybody.
Yes, he did. He only.
It's not his fault they got old. It's like it's just like you looking at now. Crawford. Crawford is a man. That boy is dangerous. He can fight softball. He can fight I mean, punch hard. He can take a punch. You know, but he ain't make no money, so he need to make some money. You know, and it shocked me. It shocked me when Crawford did, because I thought the boy was gonna hurt Crawford.
Yeah. Well, you know, like they say, a good southpaw has always in boxing been a tough fight, because good southpaw knows how to keep that position. And plus, when you got a master boxer puncher like Terrence Crawford and can make tremendous adjustments on the dime, they give people headaches, man. Is because the IQ and the mind game of constantly making, you have to think 3 moves ahead on Crawford to beat him, you know, because no sooner you make this move, he make an adjustment, you know, you have to think two moves. If he make this move, I'm gonna do this to get him to do this to bring him back to this. And these guys' IQ that are fighting are not that high, because most of them guys nowadays don't know how to counterpunch very well. And one thing about Ray Leonard, he may be one of the greatest counterpunchers of all times. You know, like you said, every time I let that right hand go, I had to worry about getting hit with a shot, either underneath. He's countering you to death. And a great counterpuncher is hard to make that adjustment, because you're throwing the punch and you're getting hit at the same time you're throwing the punch. And you say, wait a minute, you try throwing it, rolling under it, throw it, catching it, and it becomes very difficult, as you well know. So when you have a southpaw that is a great counterpuncher like Terrence Crawford, you know, it's always going to give people. Don't cut Canelo Alvarez short, boxing fan. Alvarez is a great fighter, and he rose to the cage. He just got beat by a better fighter. It ain't to take his greatness away. And when great guys put it on the line, you're going to see a great fight. We've seen a great fight, like your brother Roger many times have put his greatness on the line. And that's what makes you great, is that you're ready to put it on the line, but people really don't remember those losses. You talk about Tommy Hearns. You know, people don't remember he got knocked out quite a few times. The great fighters, they just know, hey man, Tommy's a great champion, would knock jokers out. If he in what days, Roger, as you well know, is that all these guys, man, I ain't fighting him. He might knock me out. Well, guess what? If you think you're gonna get knocked out, well, you're gonna get knocked out. Yeah, put your and give it your best and see what comes out. And let's take it around our news right quick. I got you on the air, and we can tonight, a great fight and a rematch fight is happening over in England with Chris Eubank Jr. He weighed in 159 pounds in .1 yesterday. And Conor Benn on the rematch fight for the WBA Global welterweight title night on the zone. The first fight was a great fight, so this should live up to a fight like that, Roger. Yes.
Nobody, you know. I'm not going with Connor, so the best thing will win.
Yeah.
I try not, and I had to tell my brother the same thing. You know, you never know who.
No.
You know, Ray was, you know, heavyweights. It could be lightweights. It could be they did. Usyk or something.
Yeah, Usyk. Yeah.
Usyk.
Usyk. He's Usyk. Undisputed. And while we're on this subject of the heavyweights, Joseph Parker on October fought just a week or so early for the WBO interim heavyweight champion. According to the Sun magazine, he's tested positive. Cocaine or something were found in his, and he's facing it. Parker, you need 2 fouls on. So Parker been fighting hard and often for a while. Test, but we're going to give Joseph Parker the benefit of the bout. Your England, and it was very shocking because, man, Joseph Parker looked like he was high on nothing. But hey, who knows? I hope the best comes out for Joe. Career going, don't have that at this stage of the game. And also some news came out. Deal was finally in, I call it, the circus continues. It looks like he done a heavyweight involved. Vontae Davis.
Davis.
They're making money.
They making money.
Well,
I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
Well, it's Anthony Joshua. He hasn't been in the ring a year and couple months after losing in a fight. So to him, I think it's a great opportunity to get back out there at the game at 36 years old to get a little tune up, Paul, and then it's not really. Oh no, not in this state. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, it is. And coming up next week, we got Haney versus Norman Jr. In that fight over there in Saudi Arabia, which is a great card. And we're going to see if Devin Haney can rise to the occasion to catch greatness. Put his
when he lost to Ryan, I don't think he should let it afford because man, Ryan was like 3 pounds overweight, but they think like they paid Devin Haney $1.5 million for him to fight him. Extra.
Yeah.
But I think because Devin Haney could fight, Shakur Stevenson, he bad boy. What all those guys? My brother. He's a Hall of Famer, and they can fight, and they can marvel. These guys that fight each other, who the best.
Yeah, find out who is the best and all of that. So we can have hey man, conversation continues and one will rise to the occasion and he might have beat all of them while the other ones have to come back at it, but still greatness is being accomplished. So we're going to talk about now the 104th WBA convention is going to be held in Orlando, Florida, from December 12th through the 16th. So that's something an up and coming Bangkok, Thailand, November 3rd. WBA 16th. Yeah, November 30th to December 5 is the WBA over there in Bangkok. So we urge people to go to the stars, come out, you can find out, many people don't realize how boxing really works. Is at these conventions, who's the up and coming fights, what decision they're making on the table that are number one contenders and all of that kind of stuff, where they change the ratings and stuff, all of that kind of stuff, the politics, happen at the convention, and you can see it where a lot of people think boxing ain't fair, but you'll see how fair it is when you go to these conventions and see all of these delegates are around the world in the WBA has around about half of that. But you'll see all of them delegates around the room when you lobby the floor of the convention if it's something that you want to do. So we urge the people to go and attend those things. It's great with Mauricio Suleiman being the president, Gilberto Mendoza. No, son. Yeah, that's Suleiman's son, Mauricio, and Gilberto Mendoza Jr. is Gilberto Sr.'s son. So these guys been in the game since they were kids, and they have grown to been fine adults and to represent these organizations around the world, and they're doing a yeoman's job at it, where they take. Well, these conventions happen every year. And what they're really pushing now, they're trying to change the Muhammad Ali Act that help protects fighters on predators of promoters and things that want to distort the fighters and take the money and make sure. Dana White is trying to get rid of that Muhammad Ali Act to suit and line his own pockets with the finance. But as we're talking, he's finding himself into a lot of gambling controversy because one of those UFC fighters a few weeks ago said that he was told to take a dive and it got bet on real heavy, and they looking into it and they find out Dana White has a heavy gambling problem himself. So there's some merit to what's going on and why he's trying to change the Muhammad Ali Act. And we don't want boxing to get back to like the 1920s with Madison Square Garden when the mob controlled it, where they told fighters to take a dive, you had to fight. Yeah, we don't want boxing to get back up. We want fair play across the board, and that's what we're looking at. Yeah. And also on the agenda coming up is Ring 8, Boxers Helping Boxers, the New York Boxing Hall of Fame, that great organization. They're having their holiday annual award dinner Sunday, December 14th at Risso's on the Bay there in New York from 11 a.m. to 5. It's $170 some a ticket. You can contact or look it up on the internet. Ring 8 President Ron McNair. Always a great organization. They help fighters with this award winning things where boxers may need help for rent, paying bills and things. So the money that is raised from this fundraiser award thing that they do annually, that's what it goes to do. Boxers Helping Boxers, established for a long time. And also, also just on Thursday night, the New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame with Henry Haskop. Henry Haskop is a great man. He does the same thing with his annual dinner to help boxers out, but being awarded. And congratulations to all inductees Thursday night, man. I know you enjoyed that food at the Benítez. It's something they don't stop feeding you until you get back in the door, until you leave, that is. But it's always a great night, and it was a great night then on Thursday night. Congratulations to everybody. And also the Rochester Boxing Hall of Fame Christmas party is this December 13th from 1 to 4 at the Linwood Inn Bar and Grill, where they raise money for their up-and-coming ceremonies next year for 2026, which is so those things are on the schedule, Roger, that we're looking at that's happening around the country and around the world, man. And what's happening in closing, Roger, because it's getting to that time. What are you going to finish?
You know, I always say like the 10 best boxers ever. Everybody got different names and different, you know. Some people don't have Rocky Mountain, and now it's going to change now because you have Mayweather and you got Crawford. So who's going to lead? You know, I mean,
I think you have to go about it in different eras of the sport.
Is the best fighter ever.
Different eras, you know. And Jack Johnson, the first African. It's the glove era. Jack Johnson. Heavy champion and all the things that it's the color line. And years after, title defenses and in boxing, merge down and go down. That's the best. The way they in all sports, felt that's the best way to do it because each and every one of them in their own spirit of definitely one of the greats of his era. See how they match up of this era in his weight class. You will have a different weight classes in this. I that you and I'm beautiful and can't be beat. Hey man, thank you for coming on the World Boxing Review radio show. Thank you so much, Roger, for coming in, and thank you all the around the world for tuning into the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snow. They call me the Hall of Fame Trainer of Champions. Have we traveled the world for past and future stars?